Back when I was in LA, that in division, San Francisco, like when D'Amico was there, it was similar. Very good defense and good up front, good at the linebacker position, good at the defensive backs, really well coached, sound. They do a good job.
I don't know if you saw Aaron Rodgers had praise for your play as of late. What did it mean for another Cal guy to support what you're doing and actually acknowledge saying, hey, Jared deserves credit for the play that he's had?
Yeah, it's cool. I appreciate it. Aaron's a guy I grew up watching and grew up a big fan of, and anytime guys like that who know what they're looking at say good things, it's awesome. But yeah, I appreciate it and wish him the best.
So what's the scouting report on Za'Darius, the guy that obviously you schemed for in the past, prepared for, just what you've seen from him? How big of an addition is that for your defense?
Yeah, it'll be big. It'll be big. We'll see how quickly he'll catch up to speed with us. But he's a hell of a player, man. He really is, and he's always given me trouble, and I know offensive lines around the league trouble. So we're happy to have him, and he'll help a ton.
At this point in the season, I know it's a different team, but does this offense, the way the Lions are playing, does it remind you at all of the Rams team that went to the Super Bowl in any kind of way?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, both offenses were pretty good. I don't know if the scheme is all that similar, but the offenses are both, pretty good.
I know you won without him, but with Jameson back, what kind of comfort level does that give you, that kind of speed to come back?
Yeah, he's a weapon. We know that, and teams around the league know that. So he's a guy that they'll certainly be planning for, and will help us in a ton of ways, not just catching the ball, but with blocking and all the other stuff he can do. So, yeah, we'll see how we can get him involved this week and get him back out there.
Jared, it's the middle of the season. There's been a lot of positive talk about the team. Do you have to filter out a lot of noise right now as you continue to move forward week by week?
Yeah, I think you do. I think who cares, who thinks we're any good right now in week 8? Doesn't matter. You're just trying to find a way to stack W's, and I think you get caught up in sometimes, not only the bad stuff, but the good stuff at times. It can be dangerous. So, yeah, you just try to keep stacking wins. People are going to keep telling us how good we are now, and then if something were to go wrong, they tell us how bad we are. So that's how it goes, and just try to keep coming to work, put your head down, go in a hole, and keep stacking W's.
You had the line about this team being chameleons, being able to adapt and thrive anywhere, and Dan's usually the one who cuts the phrases and puts it on a T-shirt. He said he liked what you said and reiterated it. Do you expect to see it on a T-shirt, and how much really does it embody who you guys are?
Yeah, I don't know. You guys put it on a T-shirt if you feel like it, but I think we talk about adjusting. We say no one adjusts better than us, and in the weather, in a storm, indoors. If it needs to be a throwing game, if it needs to be a passing game, if it needs to be special teams against the Titans, we find ways to win, and it's signs of a good team when you can win in different various ways, and we've had a good way of doing that.
How much is the beauty of all of that? The fact you can go win in other places can help secure that the playoffs would run through this building.
Yeah, you got to. If you want to make that happen, you got to win a lot of games, and we're only about halfway there, but we've done a good job to this point, and if we want to find a way to have it come through Detroit, we got to keep winning.
How much of a personal satisfaction is there to kill all those? How much of a personal satisfaction is there to kill all those old ghosts that keep coming up every time? Like, can't play outside, can't do this, can't do that.
They'll never stop. They'll be there forever, and there'll be something new, and we'll try to defeat that next. But we'll see what that is. Right now, we're doing a good job.
Jared, obviously, this offense has so many weapons. How much do you appreciate that? Nobody seems to be bothered. You got 2 starting running backs, basically, and all sorts of receivers, and nobody seems to be bothered who gets the ball. Is that who they are? Is that the culture?
That's who they are. That's who they are, and I think it's culture we've put in place. And Brad has a good way of not bringing in guys that aren't that way. So it's kind of just organic, and those guys know that winning is most important. And obviously, everyone wants the ball. Everyone wants the ball more, and we're doing our best to get it to everybody. But as long as we're winning and scoring points, it's all good.
Does anybody ever ask you for the ball?
No. No, I'm lucky. Those guys are very unselfish, and they love blocking as much as they love getting the ball. And of course, but do we want to get everyone the ball more? Of course, you always do. But that's the challenge for Ben, and he's done a pretty good job of it.
I want to speak about the running backs. Why do you think Montgomery and Gibbs work so well together? Like just different matchups. Why do you think? At what point did you see that?
Well, they're obviously both very good in their own right, and would be a starting back on probably on any other team in the league. And they're both. I think it's so hard for a defense when you get a fresh one of them. It seems every other drive. Like, a lot of these guys that are carrying the ball 25, 30 times, they're not fresh the whole game. These guys are coming in the third quarter, and they're fresh, and it's Gibbs and it's Montgomery and it's Gibbs, and it's back and forth, and it's tough, man. It's tough for a defense, and I think they kind of get pigeonholed at times as like Gibbs is the fast one and Demo is the tough one. It's like no, they both kind of do it all. They both can run away from you. They both can catch the ball. They both can run you over, and that's really hard for a defense.
Jared, we've heard you call yourself the point guard of this offense. If you were an NBA point guard, who do you think you would be?
Ooh, good question. Just because I'm a fan of his, Curry, and I grew up in the Bay, and he's the best. I love him.
How's your three?
Not as good as his.